Everybody to the World of Ability Podcast Network. My name is Emily Gilmer and a podcast engineer here. And I'm excited to bring you another episode of the Mastery of Connection show with Alan Holmes, or MC Holmes, as our master connector, as we affectionately call him. So I am going to bring in Alan here and take it away, Alan.
Yes, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. This is Alan Holmes, the Master Connector, also for this weekend, the Master of Connections, known as MC Holmes. We're going to be possibly getting to our guests, but before we do that, we want to bring in the legendary Jay Storian, who's actually makes it very possible for the Master of Connections to be part of it. Good morning, Jay. It is great to see you out here from Southern California. It's kind of hot out here, but it is honor to have you just grace us with your presence, sir. Tell us a little bit about updates and the Mastery of Connections and the Disability Channel and the World of Ability, sir.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for inviting me on World of Abilities. Hi, Alan. Hi, Emily. Hi, Kurt. Hi, United States. So again, I'm Jay Stoyan, the founder of the Disability Channel. I'm pleased to have this segment live on Twitter as I just promoted it on our Facebook page. That's going to go out to more than 3.4 million followers. So again, if you're watching us live, join our Facebook page, join our LinkedIn page, Instagram, YouTube. Be a guest on our platform, the Disability Channel. The Disability Channel is by and for persons with disabilities and veterans showcasing abilities in media through our Canadian government funded programs. So we love showcasing abilities. We love showcasing opportunities. Come and take our course and get a job either in front of the camera as a talk show host like myself or behind the camera as a camera person, audio, lights, location scout, administrator, PA assistants. Wonderful. So right now, I'm wearing a Rolling Stones t-shirt as after this show, I'm jumping on our Wild Child Records music show as we have two wonderful guests coming on. We have Army Sergeant, U.S. Army Sergeant and musician Dan White, and we have Maureen Norris. Now, she's a wonderful lady. She's a musician, but she's also a truck driver. So she drives an 18-wheeler all across the United States, and we're going to be doing a cappella sessions on our TDC Classic Cars, showcasing her fabulous voice. And I want to give a big shout out to Dan and all the veterans. The veteran organizations are coming to our platform as we're just getting ready to start our next employment program on July 30th. And it's all about creating jobs for veterans. And we're going to be taking them to the Evictus game. So we're really excited with the opportunities. I want to give a big shout out to Loud Tracks. Again, they provide us with swag, Rolling Stones t-shirt. I have a Kiss one. I have Pink Floyd. I want to give a big shout out to Jenny. And I want to give a big shout out to Big Records, other musicians from Special Agent Sunshine to, like I said, Dan White and Marie Norris, Brandy Wine Band, Fraser Newcomb, Michael Wooten. There's a ton more coming. So if you're a musician out there, you're looking for an opportunity, or you're disabled, or you're a veteran and you want to have a new challenge, a new purpose in life, our programs are coming down to the States, but right now they're rocking and rolling in Canada. So if you're a Canadian and you're listening to the show right now, which we are live on Twitter, join us right now. You can enroll in our program and start a new journey in your life. So if you want to find out more information on the Disability Channel, you can go to www.thedisabilitychannel.ca. And all those guests that I just mentioned regarding big records are going to be guests on Kurt and Emily show and Alan show, Word of Abilities, the Today Show, United States, Donna Russo. So they're getting a lot of exposure. But before I pop off, I just want to see if there's any questions you guys may have for me, and I can share with you. Alan, is there any questions you might have for the Disability Channel?
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you again, Jay, for being there. My question would be, as first of all, I'm honored to be a part of this incredible vision. What actually started the brainchild or the wheels turning to get the Disability Channel off the ground, and
It,
what was the driving factor and the why behind it?
It's pretty simple. I needed a job where if I got sick, which I have an incurable illness, so growing up, I would probably get sick once a month, anywhere from 2 days to 5 to 6 to 7 days. Try to keep a job when you're off your work for 5 days, and it happens once a month or maybe once every 2 months. So basically, and I was running a family business for a long time, which was great, but then I sold it, which I wanted to, right? I sold it. And I needed a new career. So I figured, I'll become an entrepreneur because I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always worked for myself. Very rarely have I worked for somebody else. I'm not saying never, I have, but most of my career, I've been an entrepreneur creating my own job. And that's what I did, right? So I created my own job and I never really, I'm almost 60, so I never really mentioned my illness growing up just because it was a different time back then, right? You just, your family knew and but other people didn't know. So no one knew I really had an illness because it's internal, but it would be really hard to keep a job. So, then the government called me, then the Veteran Affairs called me. So what I did kind of for myself out of, I don't know if you want to call it a selfish reason, but I needed a job and I needed not to get fired. So now we have that template for the disability community and the veteran community and is working fabulous because I know exactly what people go through, whether you're a veteran who got sick or you're a person with disability and you can't come to work today because you're not feeling well. I know exactly what they're going through because I live it, right? So that's pretty simple, right? I just created a job for myself. That's it. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
absolutely. And Jay, I know you're very busy and you're rocking and rolling. Just one more question is, what would you say to someone who has a disability or disability, or they're hesitant on taking you up on what you is an incredible offer? What would you say? How do you encourage them to move forward and take the next step?
believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Don't listen to what other people say, but don't trick yourself. You're going to believe in yourself. Make sure there's something to believe in. You know what I mean? I'll give you an example. So, you know, it's a Friday afternoon, you're in grade 11, and you just finished a math test that you did not study for, but you try and convince yourself all weekend you did well. And then Monday you come in and the teacher says, you got an F. Don't trick yourself because it's going to show. Like, if you don't truly believe in yourself and have confidence that you can do it, and don't be afraid to fail. I've failed more time. Well, I shouldn't say failed. I've gotten a door slammed in my face more times than anybody I know. But I just go to the next door because I think it wasn't the right fit. You don't understand what I'm selling, right? But whatever you're selling, it's got to be real. Like, it's got to be. So again, don't trick yourself, but believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. And be ready for that opportunity. Like, I could sell my channel in my sleep underwater, right? Someone said, okay, Jay, go. I'm a billionaire that might want to buy your business or partner up with you, but you need to sell it to me right now. So get out of bed and sell it to me right now. I could do that. I could do that. Right? So be ready, be prepared, believe in yourself. And don't be afraid to fail because you're going to fail. Like I had a producer when I got into the business, the entertainment business, the film business, and he said, Jay, you're going to be a 15-year overnight success. Well, it's been 20 years. All right. So believe in yourself and just keep going. That's all I can say. So I
Absolutely.
really,
And
yeah.
Jay, go
So I
ahead, Jay.
really
I'm
thank you
sorry.
for this opportunity. Yeah, I thank you for the opportunity, Alan and Emily and Kurt. I'm sorry I just cut you off. Alan, just go ahead and say what you're going to say.
No, I just want to say thank you for, as always, giving us the updates on what the Disability Channel and what those are. I wish you all the best in your next show, and we'll be seeing you next week or see you again around the Massive Connection. Thank you. And the
Yeah, we'll see
Disability
you
Channel.
next Wednesday on Twitter. So again, everybody out there, I just posted this on Facebook. So make sure you join us every Wednesday on Twitter. This is great. I really appreciate it, guys. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, all right. Well, as always, this is the World of Ability Massive Connections. then Emily and Kurt, if you're out there, I'm not sure if our guest is arrived. We're waiting for our legendary one of our strategic alliances. If not, then do you have any other updates on the disability channel or the projects? If you're out there, we'd love to kind of get your feedback and updates. Oh, and as I said that, there he comes. There he comes, Mister Mister Christian Mendez himself.
Hey, good morning,
Good
Alan.
morning, sir.
Good morning from Southern California.
Good
Thanks for
morning.
having
Good
me.
morning.
Appreciate it. Absolutely. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. Appreciate what you what the team is doing. Appreciate Jay. I was actually excited. I started messaging, hey, wait, Jay's in here, and he's the one that started things and found it, and is I was giddy. I was giddy. Let me know when. So it was good to hear from him, and it's good to connect with people that, again, it's mutually beneficial. So I'll save some of that as we go, but everything that you guys are doing, keep it up. We don't know what we don't know, and we sometimes get a little bit ignorant ourselves into asking for help, needing help, and just saying, you know what, I'm okay where I'm at, and it's okay. And but I want to do better, and understanding that is one of the things, as Jay was just saying, is building up that confidence, is having something to believe in. And so the reason I bring this to you is because of you and your team, I'm now connected to Rudy, and because of Rudy, I was able to kind of figure out a little bit more of the way that my brain functions, and the way that my brain understands things. And it's a little bit different. There's nothing wrong. Promise you, nothing wrong. Testing levels, skill set, all in the top, 5 percentile. But it's just the way that our brains think, the way that our brains function, and can compute things. So because he was able to talk about it in finances, I was able to connect with him, and I was able to connect with Alan on a different, and I was able to connect with Kurt's wonderful emotion. So keep that genuine authenticity up, team. Emily, I was able to connect with her again. Same thing. She's humble. She's just down to earth, and she's figuring things out. And I still am eager to learn more about what she's doing and support her. But definitely, keep it up. It is more of what we need, and we're not going to get more of what we need unless we do it.
There we go. Well said, Christian. I think we got our friend Alan here is working on a device and with Wi-Fi that's kind of struggling there, but we'll keep the show going on. Again, thanks for joining us, Christian. Again, I'm Kurt Roska for everybody. I'm on here as Ambassador Project iHeart. Project iHeart is also a partner with the Disability Channel. The Disability Channel is our media partner, and we are excited to be on the trajectory with them for the Invictus Games in February 2025. It'll be in Whistler, Canada. That is something I personally call the Paralympics for our servicemen and women. This is injured and wounded veterans playing sports and competing with this Invictus Games by Prince Harry. And so, what an opportunity. And the story with Jay Stoy and Christian and everybody out there is that Jay was able to talk to the media company that these years have been taking charge of covering the Invictus Games. And Jay was able to be in a conversation about accessible media. And what happened is the contact with the media company with Prince Harry was saying, what's accessible media? So just think of that, folks. What an opportunity we have to evolve the planet in terms of making the world work better, in consideration for sure people with disabilities, but for everyone. Because the history, folks, is that when we improve things in concert with working with people with disabilities, and people with disabilities help us make things more functional. It's not just more functional for them as an individual with a disability, it's more functional for everyone.
Mhm.
So, Christian, in your field, you experience that as you're creating digital landscapes and web pages and helping people on their visual, and maybe some of the things you're involved with involve some audio. We're in a very video intensive world today, like this podcasting or vodcasting, which is having the video, as we're doing right now on you know, Twitter X Spaces and with YouTube and sharing it out to LinkedIn and Facebook. We're creating a little TV element here. So, Christian, where does this show up in your work? How are you celebrating when you say marketing for all? How are you positioning it to a client that this is for all? How do you present that?
Thank you, thank you. This is Christian AC Marketing for All co-founder. Thank you for that, and of course, making it about the disabilities channel and what you guys are doing. Um, it is something that I also work with, and something that I work with my clients on. The For All started out with our small communities, and Hispanic communities, and underserved communities in the U.S. My that's where the heart came in. But I started, and because of what I do, I actually, as you just mentioned, it is something that I have to understand, because I have about 50 tabs open at once. Different running programs, as you mentioned, video programs. We're doing editing, we're doing graphic design, and we're doing different things of that nature. So having 50 different tabs, browsing tabs open with multiple applications and even multiple devices, it can be daunting for certain individuals. For me, it's something that I just flow through, and it's a breeze. But I couldn't and do that at the beginning. It was something that I had to start understanding, and I had to learn. I had to start focusing, and even then, sometimes when I have those 50 tabs open, it's definitely not something that it's just easy. Um, Certain projects do require a little bit more information or content or information focus. When I work with a client, that's the difference that we bring to the table. Is we get to know people, we get to know their businesses, we get to know their mission, we get to know what they're wanting to do, what they're already doing. And then we just reflect that in better positioning to bring it to the market, to bring it to the masses, to bring it to social media. So one of the things is we don't sell, we serve. It's a big key thing. And you know, being patient, being kind. Again, I think this is something that the channel, the team, the what you guys and everybody's doing is just we're being kind to one another, and maybe a little bit of hypersensitive kindness, and that's okay, because when we get out in the world, we just remember to carry that with us. But I think just being kind to one another and understanding that it might take a different approach or a different perspective in order for me to communicate, or for me to learn what that client, that prospect, or that project may need to communicate with me. I need to learn it in a different way. So it is definitely something that I deal with daily. And here it is. Perfect. I deal with daily, and it's something that, we want to make sure that we can be as helpful.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me now,
Understanding.
Mr.
Yes, yes. Thank you for joining me back.
We just had a little glitch in the system for a second, but I'm back, and I just want to say, as always, thanks, Kurt, for kind of picking up. That's what we do at the Disability Channel, the World of Ability, and the Massive Connection. We kind of work together. Christian, while we're here, And you, first of all, thank you so much for joining us. You heard that uh, Jay Soyan and the founder and creator of helping the Mastery Connection get off his vision with the disability. How are you helping the disability population of the community in your PC marketing world? And where, so kind of two-part question, one. And then second, about how did you come to go to do what you do, and put together such an incredible, because I know marketing, when people hear marketing, they're just, oh, what do I do next?
Yeah, I've an understanding of what needs to be communicated correctly by me learning someone's business, and then I can obviously, with my learned skills in sales and marketing and positioning and colors and branding. So there is, and we are a full service business agency. Thanks for pointing that out, Alan. And appreciate that. Um, how is easy marketing directly is we're actually bringing on folks, and we have different kind of um, positioning or positions that they can themselves kind of work up to, and if they want to contribute or they want to share or they want to you know be part in it or they want to resell different things like that. So I think empowering, something that you just mentioned with Jay, is I too saw the need for what I went through and what my community went through, and I decided that there was enough of the bigger corporations. We're not going to get into names, but big corporations that offer web hosting and design and whatnot. I just let's say like I've been in the industry for over 20 years, so we've seen GoDaddy absorb their last social media, the marketing part of another company, and they brought it into GoDaddy. So GoDaddy is going to be offering now, or has been offering marketing. But the problem is that they sell you a do-it-yourself kit, but they don't tell the customer that, and there's also somewhat of contracts. So again, being in the industry, being in PR, being in marketing, being in business development, for as long as I have, I said, there's a definite need where we can help small businesses and local businesses, and that's what we kind of set out to do. And it started way back, even even before I graduated. I felt the need. So back in the '90s, when I was doing graphic design, that's where I got my start. And so I started, it started calling to me, and I started doing video work. We started doing music work. We've done producing work. And so it was really something that just, I love technology. And I saw it, and I saw the ability for me to create my own job, but I didn't know it as a job. It was more of a gig. And as the time has passed and things have happened, um, I've gotten sharpened my skills. I work with Google Business and some of the beta projects that they've released out back in 2011. And Google has gone through Google Plus and Google Search and Google Local and Google Business and Google Business Plus. There's just a lot of change within Google, and that's our focus. So going back to the question is, we are very open to somebody that may kind of want to come in. I'm open to collaborating. Um, what we're doing is we're definitely supporting the disability channels. Again, Thursday, Rudy's got that event that's coming up. Alan, I know that if you have that information, we'll definitely plug that in for the disability channels with Rudy. And to support, obviously, Project Die Hard. I mean, that's an honor for me to just even be included and be able to be a part of anything to do with you guys, men and women that serve this country. Again, I don't understand why we do not roll out the red carpet, literally, why we are not more grateful in the sense of actions towards our veterans that have really sacrificed a whole heck of a lot, and then those that come back with injuries or that go through different conditions or just because of certain life ailments. are in a disability situation, which we should be able to be helping them more. So that does lead me to, and one of our clients is a veteran, U.S. Marine Corps veteran, a rapid repair handyman, and we're helping. And he's helping, with integrity. He's helping with good work. He's helping with ethics. He's helping with helping his community. And so that's a true testament to the companies and the businesses who we want to align with, that share the values, that actually live the serving attitude, and that actually does exactly what we say we do. Right? There's a lot of people and there's a lot of organizations that say that they do certain things, but there's just so many hoops and so many hurdles to jump through. So I think I'm really getting into, let's eliminate some of those barriers. Let's eliminate some of the that in blocks or whatever it is. And if it's technology wise, then absolutely reach out to EC Marketing for All and see how we can help out. If there's a technology barrier, I've installed, Alan, I've installed VCRs over the phone. I've connected DVD players and then Blu-ray players when those came in. Over the phone, I've done technical support for folks all throughout the U.S. For VCRs, DVDs, and Blu-rays, phono and audio players. One of my highlights was actually connecting a VCR to a old 27-inch tube TV, and then the phono player, the record player, to the VCR. So grandma was able to watch her Chicago Cubs baseball games, turn on the stereo, watch a surround sound. When she's done with the game, puts her record on and then turns off the TV and is able to play her records. And then when it's movie time, able to turn on that VCR, turn on that phono player or the audio and her TV and watch surround sound. She never upgraded in technology, never spent anything else in regards to that. So it's definitely something beautiful where we are able to connect even old technology. And then it made her so happy. And it didn't take anything but just a few minutes of my time and kindness. So I really go back to that, the kindness thing, because if we're able to show kindness, then we're able to be open and leave that door open for folks.
I love it. I love the very fact that you said kindness and be of service. In the short time I've met you, known you, Christian, you've been kind and very service to myself and the Disability Channel and the World of Abilities and everything that Jay says that how we're going to give back to those who served and veterans. I'm a veteran myself, so but I call myself a mental health advocate for the veterans and the disability community. I, you know, FamilyShieldPro.com. Want to throw that out there. That's actually done, ladies and gentlemen, those who are listening out there, because of Mr. Christian and EC Marketing. And man, FamilyShieldPro.com was just, it's a work in progress, but it's something that it was because of, I mean, I have never seen a more talented and more individual who just dedicated to his craft and his work and his vision, helping those. So it's just keep stay tuned. The Disability Channel, Mastery of Connections YouTube channel is at the bottom on that page. So just hint, hint, check it out. But I want to turn it back to being a service before we close out and get some more updates from Mr. Kurt Roscoff over there in the corner there. How does someone get a hold of you, Christian, if they, besides FamilyShieldPro.com, how do they get a hold of you directly, or your website, or in connection uh, to
Well,
you?
thank you for that. Thank you for that comment. Family Shield Pro is a site that's being provided through EC Marketing, but let's give you some credit and talent, and that's exactly what we're talking about. We provided the tools for that small project for you and I, and definitely uplifting. So if anybody wants to reach out, and especially through the Die Hard um, Project Die Hard and through the Disability Channel, we can and will be collabing with Kurt and his team to make a special offer So we'll definitely plug that in and give you guys the links. But you guys can reach me at www.ecmarketingforall.com. That's EC Edward Charlie marketing for all spelled out traditionally, FORALL.com. You guys can also reach the 760-542-8706. And then we're on social media. So obviously, we got to be social just like everybody else. So you can catch it on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch streams. We're everywhere, and definitely on Google. But going back to what you said, is that's exactly what we like to do, is in collaborating and letting you empower your brand and your business. You just needed a little bit of assistance, and so we got that web hosting platform and gave you the reins, and you took care of the other part. That's what is going to be successful. EC marketing is a very small part, but a very grand skill set part in business and business marketing development and what you see online. We just get to do the easy part. I know that sounds super weird, but it's reflecting your hard work, your dedication. We're only a mirror of what you do. So with any type of you could say hype, yeah, let's give the hype to Kurt. Let's give the hype to Emily. Let's give the hype to Jay. Let's give the hype to you, Alan. Let's give the hype to the folks that are doing it. It truly is a different. It's a different. We're a different agency. We are not your typical marketing guys. I'm not here to sell you a program. I happen to know what Google looks for, what social media looks for, what video, how things rank, how algorithms work. Now, let's learn about your business, your services, and where you actually, what is it that we want to do? And if you do your work and you do your part, we're going to do our part and we're going to do our work and we're going to go ahead and again, together we rise. And it's something that is, again, it's a team effort. But again, I go back to the kindness, because if you're kind to me and you give me an opportunity to learn about you, I'm going to be there fully present, and I'm going to be there mindful, and I'm going to be understanding. So when we serve to customers, one of the things that you will notice right on my website is you may have a cookie setting, you may not, because we don't track everybody like other marketing companies where they track you from site to site. They see your data, they see your Facebook, they see things like that. When you're on our site, we obviously do collect that information and that data, but we don't do any tracking. Now, nothing against those companies that do, and that's absolutely fine. Everybody's their own, but that's something that we don't do, because we find it that the message that we're bringing to the market is going to connect and really resound with the folks that are looking and that want to join our mission. We work with, again, local businesses and small entrepreneurs. So the paleteros, the elote guy, you know, your tortillero guy, taco stands, like that's definitely who we give free resources to. So we also have, and if you guys want to start your own business, entrepreneurs, we also do have a coaching, but we give you guys free resources, because sometimes, as an entrepreneur, you don't have the funds and the capital, and they say, oh, well, starting a small business is easy. It's just an idea and getting it started. Absolutely. And Jay said earlier, he he did not so much fail. I will tell you, I fail daily. And that just means to me that that's just something that I have to be conscious about, and knowing that I did. It's okay, because failure is exactly what the building blocks of life are about. We don't learn from success because we just succeeded. So there's nothing to learn. But either way, if we're present in both the failure and in the success, that's truly where, see, that's where the gold. I've appreciated how you've opened up, Alan, and if you've allowed me to open up. I've appreciated how Kurt and Sue, his wife, have allowed me to come in and be supportive, and it's given me the endorphins, and we talked about this at the other Disability Channel podcast. The endorphins that just run through your brain, it's like it's good. So as they're feeding me, not food, but in energy and positivity, I just reciprocated and just say thank you. So Again, that's what I mean. It's the process and who we are and what we're doing while we're doing this. Because if I sit here and go, marketing can just be so daunting for small businesses. And if you don't have it, you're going to lose your car and you can lose your wife and you can lose your family. I mean, just imagine if your business is not making what it's supposed to, if you're not reaching the market, what are you going to do with your next month's bills? I- Oh, heebies, heebie jeebies. Let's keep it on the positive. Let's understand we already know the world is where it's at. So, what am I going to do to make that solution be easier for you? So, absolutely 1000%, we are here to support and uplift. And yes, because we are a full marketing service, full service marketing digital agency, we have hosting, we have accessibility as well, and compliance. We want to make sure that the HD, cognitive blind users, vision impaired, that also is that is also on there. Help Lynn's home from foreclosure. There's a need right there that we can rally up. Kurt just put that in the chat. There's a need right there that if we just come together and we share, is there's this situation for this person can be improved. Now, is that going to solve their problem? No, but their current situation will then improve, which will then allow them to bring down those stress levels, breathe easier, get through the day a little bit better. And what is it going to take? Us sharing a link and saying, hey guys, I don't share links that I don't know. So anybody that wants to check out Kurt Roskopf, ambassador of Project Diehard, Sue Roskopf as well, Emily, Alan, EC Christian, EC Marketing for All. These are all, we are all legitimate businesses and small businesses. I will say that we want to make sure that we vet those that we work with so that we're not passing out links and that they're legitimate needs and resources. That's another reason why I want to and I love teaming up with you guys, because there's organizations behind it. It's not a dream or a vision. The goal is, but you guys are already doing it. This is something that is already happening. It's not something that we want to, but it's things that are already happening, like this podcast that we're doing, like what Jay has been building. That it's already there. So the veterans, I'm sure that you guys do all the plugins and everything else. But anybody that needs help, anybody that needs anything, definitely reach out to us on social media, through LinkedIn, through the podcast, any one of the groups that you guys, the disability channel. Again, grateful for that. But reach out, and if we can't help you, we'll definitely find someone within the network that can. And if that doesn't happen, we might Google it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Everybody Googles everything. That's why I always say, what does your online, what does your business say about you online? And if you're not managing it, who is? And with 99,000 searches per second on Google, we're literally turning our backs on some of the people in the market that may already be looking for you. So do reach out. We are doing a strategic session for Google Business that goes for local businesses in the US and Canada because of the partnership. If you do have a local business, a brick and mortar, we can definitely do a Google business. And while we're at it, those calls and anybody that's get those automated calls from, oh, this is Google for verification. No, it is not Google. You can hang up safely. There is a Google number. It is much more difficult for you to receive a Google call, and you have to initiate it yourself. So you're absolutely right. And there are agencies, unfortunately, agencies that you can report that are not following Google's guidelines. But there are some agencies, including ours, that can actually work on the Google local business and have that ability. But again, we are given the Google verification as part of the offer through Kurt and the project and Ambassador Project Diehard, through the Disabilities Channel, through the Master Connector and the Mastery Connector today. We're giving that as a little gift from us to get to know the businesses and again to help out the local communities wherever you may be.
Oh, wow, wow. As always, a buffet of resources and with the mastery of connections, the legendary Mr. Christian Mendez and EC Marketing. Thank you for stopping by and sharing the wisdom of knowledge, sir, with the World of Ability and the Disability Channel. For those out there, we want to say thank you to Jay, as always, for putting this together, and Sue Roscoff and Kurt Roscoff, of course, and Emily, who has just been and just incredible vision. But this is what happened. So before we close out and we say goodbye, Kurt, Emily, any other final thoughts before we go ahead and say let the rest of the world enjoy their day, evening, afternoon, wherever they may be?
Yeah, I definitely want to give a shout out to our friend Earl Williams. Earl Williams is in this space of podcasting, live streaming, doing DJing for internet online radio, and also doing DJing for events. He goes out and around and goes to many weddings as the wedding DJ, and he is in a pickle right now, and he has gone to GoFundMe.com and putting a GoFundMe campaign out there, urgent help to save Lynn's home from foreclosure. And it's a $10,000 um, ultimatum of, come up with that or voluntarily vacate the house. And really the matters are to the tune of 16 grand. And right now he's sitting there with just one supporter. Thank you, Alicia, for supporting that campaign. $12 thrown in there. So a little bit to Christian's point, that these things can happen and how marketing is so important, that if we look at it, if Earl Williams in the last 4 years had tremendous more success by marketing his business and everything he had to offer and bringing in a lot more revenue, he would have that $10,000, but that's not the case. So we have a marketing goal right now to get that GoFundMe out. So whether you can contribute or not, if you'd be so gracious as to go to GoFundMe.com, search for the urgent help to save Lynn's home from foreclosure campaign, and share that out throughout your networks. We certainly would appreciate that. And we have been talking about Rudy Giorgiani, and he actually is the guy who handles my finances. So thank you, Rudy, for all you're doing in the financial industry and what you're doing outside of the financial realm as well. A great friend out there. So thank you, Christian, for sharing a little bit of your connection with our friend and service provider, financial advisor, Rudy. And want to give a shout out to Bill Scalziti. Bill Scalziti. He is a gentleman who has romance by choice, trying to help, that part of life. So that's very exciting. And so with Mastery of Connections, we're going to give a shout out to Alignable. Alignable is the platform that has the success going on there that we plugged into, and that's where Christian comes from. Bill Scalziti met on Alignable Sherry Wallace with Let's Be Trees. So this is a little bit of branching off
Yeah.
from Let's Be
Yeah.
Trees and Christian here through business introduction and friendly introductions makes these connections. So the way that these tertiary levels of connections are happening, this mastery of connection, mastery of networking, this whole idea of networking out there, it definitely pays off. And we're appreciative to all of our friends out there who make these introductions and help us become friends with their friends. And the party keeps growing right here at the Mastery of Connections with none other than MC Holmes. It's fun with you, Alan. So take it back, Alan. What do you got next?
Well, I just wanted to close out by saying thank you for each and one of you, Sue, um, Roscoff, Kurt Roscoff, Emily, our incredible guest, Mr. Christian Mendez and OEC Marketing for, and of course, Jay Storian. Love you, brother. I know he's out there doing his show. And for those who are listening, this is what we do. We have a buffet of resources, mastery of connections. You never know what's going to happen. So we encourage you to get and listen to today's show. And remember, live in your dreams, be of service to others, and of course, be kind to one another. There's a lot going on, and stop by for the next show because you never know who's going to stop by. It is an honor and privilege, MC Holmes, saying thank you for the Mastery of Connections for this week. We'll see you next week, same time, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, wherever you're around the world. Come back and let's build the stream. And make sure you stop by the various different channels, Twitter and X, and LinkedIn, our Mastery of Connections group, and of course, yours truly, the World of Ability Disability channels. We got you, we love you, and we honor you. Thank you so much. Emily,
Yeah,
any other final thoughts?
I
Or
want to
Christian?
say,
Or
I want to say, I definitely open up to